real meaning of N is new or national. Anyway, there is because this type of casual approach is not welcomed in the field of education. That's why I pointed out we must be very clear what is the actual meaning of NEP. Now, if you really see the document of this national education policy, which was put before the central government committee, etc., for approval as back as 2020. Because of Corona, from 21, 22, etc., the whole thing got derailed, and we could not implement it for next 2 years. And the process again started in 23, and real implementation is in some university is getting started from this academic year. Why I say some university? Because you all must think this is a national gathering, and as I understand, about 100 participants are here all over India. You must know that there are many states. There are many states in which still state governments have not started or implemented, or even their thought of implementing this so-called national education policy. Whatever may be the political reasons or other reasons, we don't want to go into that. But states like Telangana, from which I am coming, I am speaking now, Telangana, West Bengal, maybe Andhra Pradesh now will start maybe, but Tamil Nadu, Kerala, they have not thought of implementing the so-called NEP, new education policy. Now, let me tell you one thing. Before start, let me tell you a few story type of things. A Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, where I started my career in after post graduating from IIT. I joined my first job was in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. This is a very premier institution, a very renowned institution for fundamental basic research in physics, chemistry, mathematics, computer science, right from our independence. Dr. Homi Bhabha started this premier institution, of course, which was then funded by Tata, as the name suggests, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. But you will be surprised that an institution which is doing basic research in physics, mathematics, computer science, chemistry, even microwave, because I joined this, it was in the area of microwave also, astrophysics. There are more than 100 collection of classic paintings, sculptures in this institution. Think how, why, and how Bhabha, Dr. Homi Bhabha, Bhabha Atomic Research Center is also his brainchild. Why he thought, what was the reason of having this collection of classic paintings in the institution, which is totally devoted for research in science and mathematics and computer science. Not only that, I remember when I joined that institution as a young scientist, in lunch period, there was just in front of our canteen, there was a theater, and in that theater, they used to play very soothing music, beautiful music for half an hour during the lunch period. Imagine what was the need of soothing, classical, and very apt music in this institute, which means art, culture, music, and science, they have to go hand in hand. What we have done in our education system, we have built walls between faculties, arts faculty, science faculty, social science faculty, engineering faculty, medical faculty, they don't talk with each other. They don't mix with each other. So instead of building bridges between the faculties, we have built walls in last 40, 50 years. People don't talk with each other. People don't interact with each other. Mathematics person doesn't interact with physics. Physics person doesn't interact with chemistry or something. Let me give another example in order to make my point. 12 years back, Indian-born scientist Venki Ramakrishnan, Professor Venki Ramakrishnan, got Nobel Prize in chemistry. He got Nobel Prize in Venki Ramakrishnan. He got Nobel Prize in chemistry. His all degrees, graduation, post-graduation, and PhD, is in physics. Imagine a man of physics gets a Nobel Prize in chemistry. Not only that, he teaches biochemistry. He does research in biotechnology and also biochemistry. Such type of freedom, such type of interaction is always there abroad, but we don't have that. So the so-called NEP or New Education Policy, what they want, that people should know everything. Of something, I mean, some economics you should know, some management you should know, some computer science you should know, art subject you should know how to think, how to write, how to do very nice technical writing of, how to talk properly, how to participate in group discussion. It is only if I am an engineering student, just knowing mathematics, just knowing computer science, just knowing programming will not do. In fact, there is a very famous professor of history. I don't know whether you have read some of you must have read his book, very famous books, bestseller books, Sapien, 21st Lessons of 21st Century, etc. And recently he has written on Unstoppable. Professor Yuval Noah Harari. Professor Yuval Noah Harari. Now, he is a man who talks what will happen in the next 15 years or 20 years. He says that this is the age when information technology, biotechnology, and nanotechnology, computer science, all these things will mix with each other. There will be happy marriage between all these faculties. And unless you know many things, for example, all medical diagnosis or knowing the body, for example, knowing our body, biology, biochemistry, biotechnology, genetic engineering, information technology, they all will come together. Only those fellows only will survive in future. Especially now, as you know, everywhere people are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc., etc. Whether it will take over the whole society, including education. Already there is a fear that when all answers are available on GChat or what is it called? Yeah, GChat or whatever it's called, AI or ML information, everything is available. Then students will not do homework on their own. They will not think. If you ask them to write an essay, if you ask them to write some abstract of something, simply they will ask AI, computer or Google, and they will write the answer. Will it happen? Should it happen? I think it is most dangerous thing to happen. Just now, coordinator informed you that this session is going to be interactive session. Why I insisted? Because there is no point in talking me alone for next 3 hours or so. What is the use? I simply keep on talking. You listen with one ear, it goes with another ear, goes through another ear, and you don't remember anything. On the other hand, I would be very happy that you question me, you express your doubt on my statements, some of the statements which I am making. You can doubt those statements. You can question me about my statements. Please remember, I am making it very clear in the beginning itself that I do not claim that whatever thoughts, whatever statements, whatever postulates, whatever theorems, whatever thought I am giving, it is not the final word. You can always have a second thought. Because of my last 40 years or 50 years experience, maybe I have crystallized my ideas in some way. That is not necessarily the last word. Therefore, I don't expect that all of you should agree with all of my statement. On the other hand, if you have another thought, if you have another idea, please express, please question, please raise the doubts. And you can stop me anywhere, you can raise your hands, and you can ask me any doubts or questions. This is a discussion. This is not a monologue. Let us have dialogue on whole field. Now, does it mean that many of the things which are there in this so-called NEP were not there earlier? Yes, that was there. Education system was going on. On the other hand, you ask any person of my age, which is 70 plus or 60 plus also, any person you ask, whether in the field of engineering or government servant, doctor, lawyer, anybody you ask, judge, anybody you ask, unanimously they will say their education system was much better than the present chaos. They call it chaos because it was thought that privatization will improve the quality of education. That was thought maybe 30 years back or 40 years back when many private colleges started, especially in engineering and medical, and in, of course, computer field, etc. also, management also. So they thought that because there will be competition, only fittest will survive, only fittest can survive or will survive, and therefore they thought that privatization will improve the quality. But what has happened? There has been a Cold War in last 3-4 decades. There has been a Cold War between quantity and quality. Quantity and quality. Quantity has increased. How hundreds of engineering colleges. When we got admission, there were only 5 IITs. Only 5 IITs. Now, every state has IIT. Earlier, only every state was having only one regional engineering college. Only one regional engineering college. Now, many National Institute of Technology, NIT, many only IIM were very few, 4, 5. Now, many management institutes, private universities have increased. Number of private universities has increased. Number of autonomous institutes has increased. On the other hand, now every university, UGC in general, want that colleges, engineering colleges, etc., medical colleges, they should become autonomous. They can conduct their own exams because all these things, framing syllabus was a big headache. Declaring results in time was big headache. Even now it is there. Because I was a vice chancellor of this university from which this course is being conducted. And what we found, what are we doing? My answer would be, we keep on conducting examination. I'm there associated with Usmania University since last 3 to 4 decades. What Usmania University is doing? Every time, some exam or the other going on. The most busy branch of university is examination branch. All 365 days, they are busy with paper setting, paper correction, declaration of result. Is it a right? And whatever these results are declared, are they truly reflect these results? Are they truly reflecting the intelligence or gained knowledge of the student? I have my own doubts. Must have seen when the board results are declared, 12 board, more than 100 students or 200 students are getting 100 out of 100. Thousands and lakhs of students are getting 90% and above. Therefore, 95 is meaningless. Now, in many colleges, that so-called cutoff for admission is 99, 98. So, is there any meaning to that percentile or percentage, whatever you call it? Not only that, we are not believing our own results, and therefore, for every examination, there is an entrance test. For engineering, entrance test. For IIT, entrance test. For medical, NEET. And we are already we have witnessed in last 3 to 4 months how much chaos or havoc is going on about NEET, National Testing Agency, NEET examination. So, nothing is believable. Even for postgraduate, there is another entrance examination. What does it mean? Our own graduate results, we are not believing. We want to conduct again another test. When PhD, there is again PET test. Means we are our own postgraduate result, we are not believing. We are again conducting separate test for PhD admission. This is really a questionable chaos in the education system. What does it mean, semester system? What does it mean, annual system? Was annual system okay? What was the problem with annual system? I have gone through all sort of things. When we were in the board, 12th board, we had annual system in up to 12th standard. But you believe in the our undergraduation, there was a semester system. Can you believe in post-graduation, IIT, that was a trimester system. Every 3 months exam. Every 3 months exam. And we were also graded at that time. It was relative grading. Not marks converted into grades. Marks, actually, this so-called credit-based grading system is not new. There is nothing new in it. See, we don't know real meaning of a credit, real meaning of a unit syllabus, when you divide the syllabus in the unit, etc. All these terminologies which are there in NEP document, they were there in this. For example, you see my postgraduate result card, all grades are there, and those grades were given on the basis of relative grading. I mean, we never got marks, whether 70% or 80%. No, directly on the answer script, teacher used to write A plus, B plus, etc. Marks were not given. And that is what is actually really expected while grading. But in university system, in IIT, you can do it because that time, of course, number of students were less. And therefore, even the 30 students are there, Yes, you can do relative grading. But when there are thousands of students, when there are lakhs of students in the university sitting for examination of BA, BCom, it is very difficult to do so-called this grading. So there are practical problems also in implementing. Let us come to syllabus structure. What is syllabus? What is curriculum design? What do you mean by curriculum design? What to teach? How to teach? When to teach? Why to teach? The answers to all these four questions results in curriculum. I repeat, what to teach, how to teach, when to teach, why to teach. Answers to all these questions are there, should be there in curricular design. Are we doing curricular design with this motto? No. Somebody comes, you take a textbook, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, or take a syllabus of some other university, write it in. I remember a joke when in one, I don't want to name the university, but when the one university vice chancellor asked all the professors that, okay, from annual system, we will go to semester system. And therefore, please frame the syllabus for semester system. Most of the professors, what did they do? There was already a syllabus for annual system. They took a scissor, cut in half the whole syllabus. This is for semester 1, that is for semester 2. This is not the approach for curricular design. Because we don't want to exercise. We don't want to give a thought. What is the meaning of making a syllabus? What is the importance of dividing the syllabus in 4 unit or 5 unit? What is the importance of giving the number of periods to be taken or devoted for each thing? How much to teach? For example, in science, mathematics, we teach a lot of theorems, proof, derivations. Is it all required? Especially in mathematics. I think I'll give a simple example because all of you may be from different disciplines, and my background is an engineering background. But I give you an example of school where you studied Pythagoras theorem. You studied Pythagoras theorem. We were taught proof of Pythagoras theorem. Proof, which is there. It was there in the book. If proof is already there in the book, where is the need to teach again and waste my time 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 45 minutes? And because it is all mechanical, the person doesn't understand why I am doing this, why I am doing some construction, why I am doing this triangle, why I am doing this, what is the area. We don't question ourselves. But we... Anybody wants to question? Is there any, somebody wants to raise a question? Hello? No. So, lot of things are there, lot of things which are there as a derivation, proof of a theorem, or this thing, lengthy things, construction of something, which are descriptive type of thing, which are there. Why we don't allow students first to read, come prepared, and then start teaching through questioning and discussing? Our teaching should be questioning and discussing. The very famous epic Mahabharata, Gita, Bhagavad Gita. What is Bhagavad Gita? What is Bhagavad Gita? It is only questions and answers. It is the most popular, mostly read, mostly appreciated book in the whole world. But what is Gita? What is Bhagavad Gita? It is only question and answer. Arjuna had a doubt, he had questions, and Sri Krishna was answering. That type of dialogue has to be there in the classroom. But what we do, we come at 10 o'clock, start writing on the blackboard, and our back is facing the students. My face is not facing. My back always, because I am writing on the blackboard. So 80% time, my back is facing the student. So I do not know their facial expressions. I do not know whether he is understanding or not. And as 1 hour goes, there is a bell at 11 o'clock, I leave the class without bothering whether he has understood, whether he has questioned, or whether he has doubts or not. Basic definition of knowledge. Basic definition of knowledge is to know what we do not know. To know what we do not know is the knowledge, basic definition of a knowledge. I do not know is the great possibility, is the great possibility. Even today, I do not know many things. After spending 50 years in 2024, I am spending 50 years in teaching career. Many things I do not know. Still, I have doubts. You will not believe. 6-7 months back, myself and one professor of IIT, we were discussing, fighting, and deliberating on a simple formula which we teach in undergraduate. Formula is very simple, but we were doubting that formula, how that is written in the textbook. And it was great, with great difficulty, we could resolve that problem. At the age of 70 plus, he is also 90, I am also 75. We were fighting, we were discussing, deliberating. I'll give you another example from school. How many of you know the meaning of symbol pi? You know pi. It comes in geometry. When a geometry is taught to us in schools, this fellow pi comes there. Its value is 3.14 or 22/7, and this is a undefined number because its value is not finite. Do we know really what is the meaning of this pi? When we were taught that area of circle is pi r square, we were taught by a teacher that area of circle is pi r square. Has anybody of us asked the teacher, what is the meaning of area? And can we convince ourselves that yes, area of circle is equal to pi r square? No, I have my own doubts. I challenge all of you, before going to sleep today, you ask yourself, I have learned this pi in my school. It has come in geometry. This fellow came to me in geometry. Do I know the definition of pi? Do I know the significance of this pi? I can assure you, you will not be able to sleep today when you ask this question before going to sleep. So, what to teach, why to teach, how much to teach is now a matter of question. Another thing is, let me make a few statements. That old education policy, where we are going since ages, it is like a triangle. It is like a triangle. Rafik, can that first slide be shown if possible? I think in the first slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will try.
Please show that, if possible.
Yes, sir. He will start.
Yeah. So the old education policy is like a triangle. and new education policy is like a rectangle. I am making a statement. Now, I am asking you, let us spend some time on discussion. How many of you can understand my statement? I'll repeat. Old education policy is like a triangle, whereas the so-called new education or national education policy is, yeah, you can see here. Left side is a triangle, right side is a rectangle. And that is the real meaning of what is called as blended learning. Now I am making it an open forum. Can anybody think what is the meaning of this statement? Let us discuss for 5-10 minutes. If somebody wants to answer and understands, you can raise your hand. And please remember, even if you make a mistake, don't be shy. We are not testing each other. We are not examining each other. We are trying to learn. Therefore, don't be ashamed of, even if your answer is wrong, or don't be afraid of telling your whatever comes to your mind. Let us see. Can somebody explain why I made a statement that left side old education is like a triangle and new thing is like a rectangle? Come on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Ganesh Engle from Pune location, sir.
Please.
And I'm a former student of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar University only, sir. Government Engineering College.
Good.
Yes,
good.
Sir. I have personally met you, and it's nice to meet you again, sir.
Good. Very good.
Yes. Sir, as far as this old education policy is concerned, it is having only one specialized domain. In that one, we are narrowed down our work, like from engineering to this post graduation to PhD. Like what we can say that Bloom's taxonomy is being implemented. We are going to the synthesis in the same domain.
No, please remember. What is my question? Yes. Old thing is like a triangle and new thing is like a rectangle. Does it make any sense?
Yeah, it does make a sense, sir. In case of a rectangle, when we are going by looking at the image only, we can make out that it is multidisciplinary and many domains are combined together to have multidisciplinary knowledge to be combined together to achieve a common goal. That was not previously possible in case of normal engineering, where we were heading towards only computer engineering person will be doing computer engineering, not knowing about the mechanical and all. So that was the main difference as far as these image are concerned, sir. And we were streamlining our knowledge, sir, in one domain, specific domain. That is my opinion, sir. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct if I'm wrong.
No. You are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else from other discipline? Don't hesitate. Please speak out.
नमस्कार सर.
यस प्लीज बोलिए.
सर ये जो ट्रायंगल है मैं एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट से हूँ. इस ट्रायंगल में सिर्फ एक ही विषय को लेकर हम समझ सकते हैं. तो वहीं पर इसमें जो रेक्टेंगल दिया है उस रेक्टेंगल में अलग अलग तरह के डिसिप्लिनरीज इकट्ठा आकर जो बच्चे पढ़ाई करने वाले, ओपन इलेक्टिव हो गया या फिर जो भी उनको हम सब्जेक्ट ऑफर कर रहे हैं अलग अलग बकेट्स में, तो उसके थ्रू वो अलग अलग विषयों को लेकर पढ़ाई कर सकेगा. ये इसका एक यहाँ पर हम
आप एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट में है, राइट? हाँ, तो आप थोड़ा एक बार और सोचिए कि स्कूल में क्या पढ़ते हैं, फिर 12th में क्या अपन करते हैं, फिर ग्रेजुएट में आने के बाद क्या कर रहे हैं.
सूक्ष्म से सूक्ष्मतर जो नॉलेज होता है वो मैक्रो टू मैक्रो, तो वही हमारे इस रेक्टेंगल में दिखाई दे रहा है.
वेरी गुड.
मेरा अभिप्राय है.
वेरी गुड. एनीबडी एल्स? So I think anybody else wants to talk? So I think these two representative participants have more or less, not more or less, I think they have understood the meaning of these two figures, triangle and rectangle. Because what happens in school, we study all subjects, and then we start choosing whether I should go for MPC or BPC, biology or mathematics, right? Then after 12th, again engineering, whether I should go electronics engineering, mechanical engineering, whatever it is. Then postgraduate, again in electronics, specialization. Whether he will go for large scale integration, VLSI, or computer science, or computer science fellow will want to go artificial intelligence or so many things are there, right? For example, medical, when they do postgraduate, ENT specialist, eye specialist, dentist, they're all things. Even now they say, when you go for super specialty, there is a doctor who will see the child only up to the age of 1 year. There are doctors who are specialized, only should see a child up to 1 year. Then another specialist, 1 to 5 years. One specialist only for delivery. Another specialist post-delivery. Another specialist pre-delivery. So this jokingly you can say, there can be a separate doctor for left eye and separate doctor for right eye. Even to that extent, this specialization will go. But unfortunately, the way in which the future technology is approaching, it demands the knowledge of multidisciplinary areas. For example, take an example of a car. I am sure most of you must be using a four-wheeler car. 20 to 30 years back, car or automobile was a subject of purely mechanical engineering. 20, 30 years back. Today, in car, 80% is electronics and computer science. 80%. In fact, 2 years back, there was a scarcity of semiconductor chips in the whole market in Europe. And therefore, if you want to purchase a car, we had to wait for 2 years. Waiting period for purchasing a new car was 2 years. Why? There is a scarcity of electronic chip or semiconductor chip. Car is now depending on chip. We are now talking about driverless car. It is totally computer science subject, computer programming subject, artificial intelligence subject. Nothing to do with mechanical engineering. So even biomedical engineering, you would take a doctor. When you now go for a doctor, you will find that he is hardly using. Just the other day, I was seeing one video on YouTube by one famous doctor. He is saying that earlier the doctor used to examine the patient through stethoscope, pulse, heart rate, and looking to eyes, looking to your tongue. That's all. Nothing else. And talking to you. He will talk to you for 10-15 minutes. Ask some questions. That's all. Diagnosis is over. Now, he doesn't ask questions. He simply first asks you, go for MRI, go for blood test, go for urine test, go for this test, go for this. Totally depend on instrumentation, electronics. Yes, I am not, because being myself electronics engineer, I am not denying the importance of new technology. I am not denying the significance of this knowledge. But there was some meaning. Please mute. Yeah, there was meaning in talking with each other. So this has happened in every field. You take an example of entertainment electronics, or see how the news are being displayed, how the discussions are there, how the serials are picturized, or even you can, there are people who are shooting entire episode with mobile. It means you have that much, you don't need any instrument. Now the fact is, I am talking to you, hundreds of participants sitting in my house at Hyderabad, and nicely, except you are not visibly seeing me, personally seeing me, but I think the interaction is more or less 80-90% is with the same effect. People don't travel for meetings nowadays. So this type of change in technology is very, very important. Now, so one thing is multidisciplinary learning. It is a must, because you take an example of mathematics. Suppose I say, in music there is a mathematics. Do you agree or not? Those of you who knows certain classical music, or even if you don't know music, let us say instrumentation, music instrument, if you know. Suppose I say, there is a mathematics there. Will you agree? There are 3 saptak, they call it saptak, sa re ga ma pa dha ni. So it starts with 3 layers: Madhya Saptak, Tar Saptak, and Lower Saptak. Mandra Saptak. Mandra, Madhya, Tar Saptak. There are 3 layers, and there are 1 octave in frequency above. They differ by 1 octave. Lower Sa, Upper Sa. There is a mathematics in that. If you look at flute, your instrument flute, the diameter of that holes in the flute, the distance between the 2 holes has a mathematical formula. Then only that person who is manufacturing that flute may not be aware of this. He knows he has to do like this, he has to do like that. But unless he does accurately to that extent, that swara will not come from the flute. You cannot enjoy the music unless the distance between the 2 holes is exact. The diameter of the hole is exact. You can't do it. So everywhere it is there. Even you consider your body. Do you know that for every person, the ratio of various distances in our body, for example, if you measure from shoulder to your finger, and shoulder to your elbow, from elbow to your palm, all these distances, they are fixed. Their ratio is fixed. Ratio is fixed, mind you. For everybody, it is not same distance. A person, if it is 6, Amitabh Bachchan, actual distance may be different, measurement may be different, but ratio is same. That's why they call it, body mass index. They say your height, your weight, what is its ratio? And they call, if this ratio is so much, you are normal. Otherwise, you are abnormal. Even our biology, there is a mathematics. You open up, even nature, look at various trees, leaves, fruits. Pineapple, you take out the skin of a pineapple. Inside there are some round things. Do you know that the way in which those round things, I think they are spirally located. They are not like a circle. They are not like in a particular thing. They form something like a spiral type of picture. Do you know that there is a fixed mathematical equation for that figure. There is. Who is doing it? Means God is doing. Even in nature, everything is according to the mathematics. So when we are afraid of something, like a subject like mathematics, but every day we are using. In kitchen we use. When a lady is cooking in the kitchen, she is making halwa. What is the language used? 1 katori of this, 2 katori of this, 1 spoon of this. It means that proportion and all those things are fixed. Without that, you cannot make a good halwa. So mathematics is there in your kitchen. So what I would like to tell you, that when we teach some subjects in the school, in the college, first we must tell where are we going to use it. There is no point in simply making a statement that sum of 2 sides of a triangle is always greater than third side. Yes, we tell this property of a triangle in school. Sum of 2 sides of a triangle is greater than third side. But no, I am sure neither any of you have not asked a teacher, what is the use of this statement in life? Have you asked teacher at that time? No. Even till today, are you asking this? No. If your son and daughter is now in class and is studying this particular theorem, that sum of 2 sides of a triangle is greater than third side, you ask that boy or a girl, your own son or a daughter, why are we doing it? I tell you it, sometimes in social media, there are very funny reels, or they call it reels, There are funny things which are coming, and sometimes they are educative also. I saw a girl from a village. There is a reel like this, it is a joking. I mean, let us relax for some time. I don't want to tense you too much. So one girl is giving a mobile call to her teacher. And she says, sir, you taught us, no? A plus B square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB. You taught us, no? Yes. He says, yes, I have taught you. She says, where is it used? Teacher says, I don't know. Okay. Then she says, you taught us sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. What is the use of this statement in life? I do not know. Now, this is, my lecture is slightly philosophical. My lecture is slightly giving you a thought that now you will make a statement. Sir, what can we do? University is making syllabus. Some chairman board of studies is making a syllabus. Some dean is making a syllabus, and we have to follow it. Yes. But remember, that chairman, that dean, that vice chancellor never comes to your class and tells you how to teach. How to deliver is totally your liberty. You are at liberty to how to teach that particular portion. And there you have to make it interesting. Then people will say, oh, I remember that teacher. I remember so and so. He taught me this. I can never forget it. And I really, myself, I feel very happy when some student comes after 30 years or 40 years and says, in our first class, first lecture, you gave this example. We cannot forget that example. So that is very important. Don't blame syllabus. Don't blame examination system. As class assessment is in your hand. Nobody is forcing you that how you should set your class test question paper. Why can't we make some experiment in testing, making that class test question paper challenging? Let students fail, doesn't matter. Whole class suppose it's failed, you can conduct re-exam, doesn't matter. But let them give a thought that this question also can be asked. See, always telling that 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. This statement is it universal? That 5 plus 2 is equal to 7? Because if there are 5 bananas and 2 oranges, does it makes it 7? So we have to go to the real deep meaning of each and every statement we make, whatever we teach. I'm not talking only about mathematics, only about science. Take example about literature. When you are teaching a poem, it is not that you should teach only that poem. You should relate it with life. You should relate it with nature. You should relate it with another poet, maybe in Western person, Western poet or Western author. Because you can always link. People always find 100 meaning. For example, they say poetry is very difficult to understand because there are 100 meaning. In Marathi, there is a very famous, old document. They call it Grantha, Grantha, Jnaneshwari. Which is of course a critique of Bhagavad Gita only. So hundreds and hundred people have given different meanings of same shloka. Same shloka. For example, you ask in Gita, it is written that always do your karma and don't expect any fruit. People question this. If I don't expect the fruit, you ask me to study, but I should not get good grades. I should not get good marks. How is it? Because we are not understanding the real meaning of the statement, the real reference, under which reference that statement was made. We only think, keep on doing your karma and don't expect any fruit. And that creates a confusion in your mind about so-called that shloka. So whether it is literature or whether it is this, another thing, unless you do amalgamate different subjects, unless you learn different subjects, you cannot survive. You cannot survive. I tell you, in the next 10 to 12 years, the statement like, I do not know, will not be accepted by any employer. Statement like, I do not know. Suppose your boss gives you a project. Do this. I cannot do. This is not my subject. He will say, goodbye. He will simply say goodbye. You go, what we have to say? Yes, I will try. I think I always I do not know how many of you are reading Sudha Murthy's book. Very good books and very simple English also. I recommend all of you, even if you are a teacher, doesn't matter. Read her books. Very good books, Sudha Murthy. So in that one, and very simple English, very simple stories in 2-3 pages, she tells you lesson for life. Lesson for life. So she in one of that lesson book, there is one story she is telling. She said, I wanted to select a person for a computer science engineer. I wanted some expert in a particular programming language. So obviously, when she was interviewing the candidate, they asked, do you know this program? Do you know this language? Whatever language they wanted. Do you know this programming language? So yes, everybody was saying, I know. And when question is asked, they were not able to answer. One candidate came, same question was asked. Do you know this language? Do you know what answer he gave? Madam, I do not know this language. But he did not stop there. He did not stop there. Next sentence was, Madam, I do not know this language. Give me 15 days. Give me 15 days. I will deliver the goods. I will solve the problems you give me. Give me 15 days. This candidate was selected. Others were rejected. I do not know is a great possibility. The statement which I made some time back, I do not accept that I do not know. We are ashamed of accepting. See, whenever you attend an interview, what we would like to exhibit, what we would like to show. Yes, I know everything. Ask me any question. I know the whole world. No, many things we do not know. So, and do you mean to say the person who are sitting across the table taking your interview, they are fools? No, they are not fools. They know from your body language. They know the way in which you are beating about the bush. From that they know whether you know or not. So, accepting that I do not know is a great virtue. It is not considered as a fault. It is not considered as a weakness. It is considered as a virtue. Because tomorrow, everything has to be learned on the basis. You take an example of this. Attending a meeting with a Zoom like this, creating a link, sending a link, and opening that link. I myself did not know 2-3 years back. I did not know. Even before starting today, I requested the coordinator that let us meet 15 minutes before and check whether we are okay or not. But we have to learn the technology. Otherwise, I cannot, sir. Otherwise, I cannot give a lecture. If I say I do not know, I don't want to learn, then okay, I will sit at my home. I would not have been able to give this lecture to you if I do not know how to join Zoom, how to join some other app, use other apps. Now we can do everything. Now we don't write a letter. We can type a letter on mobile directly and send it by email directly. We did not know earlier. We are used to it now. So earlier, we used to make that 4 ones are 4, 6 fours are this thing. Now those things are not required. We have calculator. Now, big integration, big differentiation, all that complex mathematics, matrix multiplication, all those things can be done in 1 second on a computer. So we are not earlier, we used to teach how to multiply. Now, yes, concept-wise, you must understand that when you multiply 24 with 12, what exactly is the meaning of this multiplication? That you must tell. But that old method of multiplying is not required now. It is a waste of time according to me. Thought process is a must. Meaning of division, meaning of multiplication must be taught. But methodology has to be different. How you teach a subject has to be totally new, innovative. Ask the students to look at the same problem from different angle. Now there are no unique answers. I'll give an example that how there are no unique answers. Just few minutes back, I told you that sum of two sides of a triangle is greater than third side, and where this principle is used. Suppose I say, every time you are using a taxi, Uber or Ola, that person taking from one destination to another destination is using same principle. Do you know that? This Ola driver taking you from station A to station B is using this principle, which you studied in school, that sum of two sides of a triangle is greater than third side, because the shortest distance concept comes there. But so what happens when from my residence I want to go to airport? Generally I prefer a shortest distance. But have you observed sometimes that the driver does not take you to the shortest distance, but takes you to the other distance? Then you question him. You question him that वो रास्ता नजदीक का है, आप इधर से क्यों ले रहे? Do you know what answer he gives? सर उधर से ट्रैफिक कम है, सिग्नल्स कम है, इसलिए अपन नजदीक जल्दी पहुंच जाएंगे. We will reach faster from the other route. It means to reach from A to B, there is not the shortest distance was not the answer. Is not the answer, rather. There are 4 or 5 possibilities to reach that destination. So, the possibility of multiple answers also must be taught to the student. What are we doing in examining students? In our examination, you expect whatever you taught, word to word, he must write. Then only he will get 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. If he writes on his own, if he thinks on his own, we don't give him the credit or her the credit. मैंने क्या लिखने को, what I asked you to write, how I did it in class, same way you should do. Why? If he gives another thought, if he gives another angle to that thing, I remember, I have no hesitation to admit one incident in my own life. I was teaching one subject in my class, and I solved one example the way in which it is given in the textbook, which was slightly lengthy procedure. So after I had solved that example, one student did not say anything in the class. But later on he came to my room and told, "Sir, why did you solve that example which is such a lengthy procedure? Can you see this? I have done it in 3 steps. I have done it in 3 steps. And I found it. Yes. The person has taught, instead of doing in the so-called conventional manner, he used one theorem. He used one different technique and got the answer only in 3 steps. So you learn from your students. And I'm very glad to inform you that this student in this incident was my own son. He was my son. Fortunately or unfortunately, I had to teach my son in my class. And he found out that it can be done in 3 steps and such a long derivation. That day, he became my teacher. He became my teacher. I have no hesitation. And of course, after that, I used to solve that example with his method, not my own method. We have to change our attitude. We have to change our approach. That is new education policy. That is innovation. I think we have a break at 4 o'clock for tea. And as I see from my watch, there are 15 minutes. Can we have some fruitful debate or discussion on the topic which I have spoken, or any other topic which is related with in general with the education? Come on. Next 15 minutes, let us deliberate, let us question. And you can question me, you can doubt me on all my statements. And you can give your own ideas also, please. Forum is open for discussion.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. Ganesh, sir. One small query, sir, I was having in mind while I was learning during the...
please tell your subject also so that I can get idea.
Sir, I'm BTech Computer Engineering, ME
Okay.
from Computer Engineering.
No, that's
Same
okay.
domain.
That's enough. I
Yes.
mean, I just wanted a faculty. Okay, go ahead.
Right, sir. So while doing all this learning, teaching, learning activity process, I was having some thought in the mind, sir. For
Yes.
example, sir, whenever we are having this syllabus and all these things,
Yeah.
it is not coping up with the industry demand. For example,
Yes.
we are having i7, i10 microprocessors, which are
Okay.
having billions and billions of transistors inside, and the complete architecture is different. Still, we are
Yeah.
having 8085, 8086 like microprocessor, 8-bit. That is 4 to 5 decades before technology. And because of that one, whenever the student, as far as me is concerned, I am also a student throughout my life. So for that one, it creates a lacuna and big gap of technological difference between what has been taught in the syllabus and what company and industry demands. And
Yes.
to have a multidisciplinary overlapping and to get the output, it becomes a
Yes.
challenge. And the
Yes.
outcome from the education system is lagging over there. Correct if
Yeah,
I'm wrong, sir.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely correct. The only problem is, that's what I said, no? What to teach, how to teach, how much to teach. These things are very important. Teaching, again, that microprocessor and 8085 and 8086, etc. Yes, to start with, you can say that as a part of history in the first class, I can tell you that how all that business started with 8085, etc. But slowly you have to take it to the advancement. That is definitely true. Because unless that person, for example, when I go for the so-called instrumentation, it is entirely new today. In every field, it is not only engineering, mind you.
Right, sir. Right.
Even you take a journalism, right? Suppose somebody is a journalism student. What journalism is taught? How to write a copy of the news, how to give heading, etc., etc. But in the process of new journalism, media, that is entertainment electronics, electronic media, they need the news to be flashed in a fraction of a second, is it not? And the news must be presentable. The news must be impressive. It must do its impact, right? So it is not only in engineering or this problem is there. It is everywhere. For example, literature, Hindi literature or Sanskrit literature. You teach literature, its importance is there, but you have to see how it can be used, implemented in present day context. That is very important. For example, since you are a computer science student, right? Are you aware of a major breakthrough which has happened in the area of computer science in 2020?
Is it related to quantum computing, you want to say, sir?
No. Something, we were going on since last 30, 40 years in computer science. Our all computer science was computer science or VLSI, large scale integration, everything was dependent on that, and that has collapsed in 2020.
Moore's law. That is Moore's law, sir, you want to say?
Yes, very good.
Thank you, sir.
I give you 100 out of 100.
Thank you, sir.
Moore's law.
Thank you, sir.
Moore's law.
Yes, sir.
Now it is invalid now.
Yes,
That
it is
limit-
invalid because right now, sir, what happened? The Apple Bionic chip is having
No,
5 nanometer.
we will not go details into it because there are
Right, sir.
had participants from other faculty.
Right, sir.
But as you rightly say, which computer science teacher is teaching this to the student? That there was a thing called as a Moore's law. We were all depending on that fellow in last 20 years, and now that fellow is useless. That fellow is useless, but he was very much useful. And today's mobile, today's TV, today's satellite, today's everything is because of Moore's law.
Absolutely,
All
sir. Absolutely
advancement
true.
was because of Moore's law, but now it has gone. So we must be aware where the world is going. Where the world is going. even in field of medical electronics also. The way in which now you see the cataract operation is done in 2 minutes. Can you imagine
That's
it?
true.
2
That's true, sir.
minutes. Say, 5th minute you are out and you can go home. You don't have to stay in the hospital also. That thing. It is done in 2 minutes. You don't feel anything. See the advancement of technology. And this is very. Now I would like to warn all of you that please remember, we talk about computer hacking, mobile hacking. My mobile is hacked. My email is hacked. Do you know? As a human being, you are hacked.
That's true, sir, because of this deep learning
You
algorithms.
are hacked. The whole world is knowing that today I am giving a lecture to 100 students in, 100 faculty at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. Whole world is knowing because Google knows. Google knows. That link was there. Everybody knows. So even world will know more about you than yourself. That is more dangerous now. Social media is knowing more about you than you know about yourself.
That's absolutely correct, sir.
YouTube knows your likes and dislikes. Your wife doesn't know. Your wife doesn't know what you like and what you dislike. But YouTube knows. Therefore, you get the same lectures. You get the same videos. You get the same messages. So it is very dangerous, I tell you. And this is why that people are talking about the danger of artificial intelligence, because it is entering into your mind. It is entering into your body. One way it is useful. For example, knowing a disease without operating. That way it is useful. Giving a medicine directly to the point is useful, because otherwise, whatever painkillers and other things which you are taking, they first go to the kidney. Are you aware? All the medicines you are taking, first they go to the kidney. They first damage the kidney, liver, whatever it is. Then they go do their job somewhere else. So things are very dangerous. Next. Next. Please. Some other faculty, can somebody ask? Art, social science, pure science, literature. Anybody from arts? Somebody would like to comment?
Sir, if nobody's asking, may I ask one more query? Is that, sir?
Please.
With your kind permission.
Please go ahead.
Sir, as far as this multidisciplinary alignment is there in case of this NEP implementation,
Okay.
the infrastructure related guidelines will be there or not? What exactly the
Yeah,
thing with that?
whenever you start anything new, right? There is a proverb that when the train changes the track, there is always a sound, right? So whenever
Yes,
you
sir.
are making a new changes, some difficulties will have to be faced. Faculty, good quality faculty is a big challenge. What is the use of new education policy, this thing, that thing, without quality faculty in proper strength? For example, when you want to teach mathematics, when you want to teach mathematical subject, you need a tutorial. For tutorial, you need one teacher for 20 students. We don't do that. We don't have a concept of tutorial at all.
Right, sir.
Right. So only in tutorial you can reach to the students, understand difficulties. Students also can know. See, you have written something on the blackboard, but when you give an example, when he is trying to solve that example, then we know. whether he is doing properly or not. Suppose I am a management student, right? I am teaching management student. Do you know that these people, they say they are not getting jobs, or even in general, everybody is, just now you also made a statement that industry people are saying that our syllabus is this. First of all, that statement is, I cannot make a syllabus for every industry. Let me tell you. I cannot make a syllabus for Google. I cannot make a syllabus from Larsen and Toubro. I cannot make a syllabus from BHEL. I cannot make a state syllabus for some steel industry, right? But I have to teach about at least that what type of technology, what type of production methodology is used in modern days. That I have to teach. I cannot teach for a particular industry and other thing. So I have to teach in general some basic infrastructure which will come under a framework called as curriculum. But yes, how to work in a team, how to give a seminar, how to participate in a group discussion. These things are more important than scoring 99 out of 100 in the examination. Doesn't matter if you don't score, because scoring that is depending on at that moment how responsive you are to that question being asked in the examination. That's all. Same thing is true for your job interviews also. When you enter that there, for those next 20 minutes or 30 minutes, how you respond to those questions. That does not mean that when they reject you, that you are not a good candidate. Or when they accept you, you are a good candidate. Both statements, both things are not necessarily true, because we select a person and later on we found that he is not a good teacher, or he is not a good scientist, or he is not a good manager. That can happen. But it is a game of that 3 hours or 30 minutes. But nevertheless, whether on your own are you confident or not? Yes, I have failed in interview, but give me a job, I can do it. Give me a job, I can do it. Yes, next.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It has given new dimension of thinking, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Boliye.
It is N.K. Joshi from Tolani Maritime Institute.
Okay. Your subject?
Mechanical engineering.
Okay. Mostly people are engineering. Fine. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this interdisciplinary approach of the art of learning all multidisciplinary sciences, it needs to be implemented and inculcated right since the beginning, right from the grass level, root level, or it can be implemented at any stage or directly, say, at college level.
As far as engineering is concerned, it should be immediate, first year itself.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I do not know. That's what I said. No, you are thinking that this is new.
Yeah.
Concept is new. Maybe you tell me one thing. You have done some mechanical engineering from somewhere.
Yeah.
How much mechanical engineering you have learned, and how much other subjects you have learned? Tell me percentage.
Percentage wise, mechanical happens to be about 60 to 70%, because I have studied it in integrated system, which was early 5-year course and all that. We have learned civil engineering also. We have learned electronic engineering.
Yeah. No, what is your age? No. I mean, when did you graduate?
I graduated in 85.
Okay, doesn't matter. So that time it was interdisciplinary only. Other subjects were also taught.
Correct.
Right. But problem is,
sometimes we have a line of thinking.
It is too much also. That too much should not be there.
Yeah.
See, if I am mechanical and it said, you have to think of a balance. After all, as an engineer, what is engineer, you tell me? It is the relationship between cause and effect.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes, cause and effect, and
That's all.
whatever.
Whether it is civil, whether it is mechanical, whether it is computer science, whether it is all engineering is the relationship between cause and effect. That's all. So we have a system, we have some cause, and it produces something. We have something block, there is an input, there will be output.
Okay.
So it means there are many things which can be taught as a black box.
Yeah.
For example, in mechanical engineering, you have a control system.
Yeah.
In electronics engineering, also there is a feedback and all that thing.
Yeah, feedback, closed loop,
stability and stability.
Yeah.
You have mechanical resonance.
Correct.
We have electronics resonance.
Mechanical resonance we always try to avoid.
No, I am telling you, concept is same. You have mechanical resonance, we have electronics resonance. But if I know real meaning of resonance, then it hardly matters whether it is mechanical or electronics or something else. Question is that approach of learning has to be versatile. Don't look from one angle.
Yeah. So one should be knowing all other streams. Sometimes we are also guided, like select a trade and be master of one rather than being jack
for
of
example, suppose I am very good in differential equation, integral calculus. You give me any function, I can integrate it, I can solve it. Now, such person who can integrate, who can differentiate, is useless, no? Because MATLAB is doing.
Yeah.
Is it not? I may be able to solve any convolution problem, any integral problem, but now MATLAB is doing. Is it not? So that knowledge is, that expertise is, I cannot boost myself. I cannot hold my collar that I know I can integrate anything. Or you give me any matrix, I can immediately inverse it. He says, why are you wasting time? Our MATLAB will do in 2 seconds. So, instead of that, people are saying, that AI will lose the jobs. Because of AI, people are not required. Right? There is no fear. In next 10 years, there will be another class of society. Do you know? In another 10, 20 years, we are going to have another class of society that is called useless society. Useless means you will not have any work. Every work will be done automatically. Now itself, are you going to market? No. Everything can come to your house within 15 minutes. No need to go to market for purchasing sugar or milk. It comes, even medicine comes in 10 minutes. So you are not traveling, you are not going out. So but now you can use that time for creative work. You can use that time for making your life happy. You can make your life, use that time for family. That is equally important in life. Next. I think it is a 4 o'clock. We will make a 15 minutes break and meet at exactly 4:15.
Okay.
Hello. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Can we resume?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll, I think for some 5-10 minutes, we'll continue. Many people have not asked questions. So if, especially I would like to know, other than engineering, if anybody is there, science, arts.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, myself, Professor Dr. Rokde,
From
Director of Sports, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, sir.
which faculty?
Physical education.
Okay.
Interdisciplinary.
Okay.
Sir, Tell me about new education policy and sports. Tell me about 2 words. Sir.
Sports, no, sports is required everywhere. See, sports is not sports is a everybody business. Everybody business. But as far as new education policy and as far as physical education department is concerned, you have to think how new technology, if your syllabus has to be thoroughly revised in tune with the new technology used in sports. Nowadays, you are able to measure the time in fraction of a second for various competition, right? Whether the ball is in or ball is out has to be decided not by the referee, but has to be decided by the computer, right? So all these things, accordingly, you are in many cases when the technology is coming into picture, your rules and regulations in sports also will have to be changed. Are we considering those things in your teaching or not? That is very important. Otherwise, as they say, we are teaching something which is going on since ages, and we are not at all aware of what is happening in the world. So there is no point in doing those things. Is your syllabus up to date to cope up with the use of new techniques and new technology? You see, nowadays there is no scoreboard. Everything is on computer.
Yes, sir.
There is a thing called as a review. Even in cricket, they know where the ball is going. What is the trajectory of the ball? Where it will fall? What was its speed? Per second, it is so many, feet per second or whatever meters per second. That speed of a ball, trajectory of the ball, everything is known. So, are you making students aware of this and accordingly change the way of teaching that sport? Earlier, teaching cricket or teaching kabaddi or teaching marathon or preparing for marathon was different style. Now it is different. That has to be taken into account.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right, next. Next.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Good evening. This is roll number 38. My question is related with the. I'm also a faculty at Tolani, but teaching the navigation part. Okay, sir.
Electronics.
Navigation part.
But electronics.
No, not electronics. It is relate to maritime industry that we run the ship.
Okay, navigation. Okay, navigation.
Okay. So now in the navigation, the entire base is with the mathematics. Okay. Now, what is happening with the present scenario is the students are getting 90% marks in the 12th standard and all this, but when they come for the first year, surprisingly, the many students are failing in applied math. Why? Because they don't understand the basics. Yes. Now it becomes a practice that we need to revise or spend some hours just to recap because they have forgotten the basics.
Yes.
Yeah, and the reason many times I find that they are being straight forwarded to the school and the schools are giving them more marks just to make their result more. And on our profession, as you know, it requires your professionalism and requires percentage not less than 70. That is pure percentage.
Okay.
Now here the people are finding it difficult and they fail drastically.
Okay.
Now another problem is recalling, and they cannot retain. So now with this new education policy where you're involving other subjects also, they are not concentrated. They are not able to do it.
No. What is your question?
Question is now with the singular system which is running presently and changing over to the new education policy where you're introducing other subjects as well. And this profession requires their ability to run the ship. That is to navigation. That is based on physics and maths.
I have understood your problem.
Yeah.
You want to say what to do with the students? Is it okay?
Yeah, exactly. Correct? And how to improve their maths and retaining capacity.
Now the question is, question is, after 1 month, after 1 month, when you have tested them in the class, there should be a counseling of students as well as their parents.
Oh,
Oh yeah, not only students, their parents also. First of all, ask them what prompted you to join marine engineering? Were you aware of what is marine engineering is there? For example, let me tell you very frankly, are you aware that there are some people who give degree in Bachelor of Engineering? Am I correct?
yes.
Some institutes are given Bachelor of Technology. That,
Right.
for example, IITs. IITs
Correct.
give BTech.
Correct.
Some engineering college, the government engineering college give BE. What is different? Now, what is difference between engineering and technology? Why names are different? Are students aware? Or I have a very blunt question. Whenever you claim that degree is in technology, is technology taught to the students? The answer is no.
No.
For example,
No.
when you give a degree in BTech, you don't teach how a integrated circuit is fabricated or produced. Product making you are not teaching. There are no labs for production as such. And still you are claiming that degree is in technology. In computer science engineering, it is totally funny name. Computer science and engineering. Means science is there, engineering is there. And you see, we are so casual, let me tell you. We are
producing, sorry sir, to disturb you.
We are making a farce of education.
Correct.
Without knowing the difference. And tell me, till now, has any parent asked you, sir, your degree is BE, IIT degree is BTech. What is the difference between the two degree and will there be any problem in the job thing? No, as far as job is concerned, both are applying to the same company. They are not differentiating whether you are BE or BTech. Then why their names is different? Why those institutes are called IITs or technology, NIT, technology, and college is called College of Engineering? Nobody thinks like this. See, when you, in language it is said, when you use a word, it has to be with proper significance. When you do I was told by my teacher, when I was writing my PhD thesis, each word we use must be with weight, with proper meaning, such that there cannot be any substitution for that word. So much accuracy you have to have. Now, in your case, after 1 month, if you find that their aptitude is not for mining, right? You should immediately tell them, advise them, this is not your cup of tea. That's all. Or there is another solution. Before admitting to mining engineering, conduct a special aptitude test.
That's going to be a tough time. Tough job.
No question of tough time. No question of. See, again I am telling, if it is a private college and you want to fill the seats, God only can save you. But if you want to produce a good mining engineer or a marine engineer or whatever, he has to accept that. See, if somebody is going for gynecology or other subjects like surgery, he cannot be afraid of knife and instrument.
Correct.
How can he become a good doctor? So
cannot.
So if we are afraid of mathematics, if you cannot think logically, right? If you cannot think how to do it is not, again I am telling you, it is not a question of knowing differential equation or GPS or global some landing system, some equation or Newton's laws of motion, etc., etc. It is whether meaning behind that, whether it is just now I gave you an example of a Uber taxi navigation, is it not?
Yeah.
Navigation. That is also navigation when you Uber taxi what is using. But another aspect which I since of course there was a tea break, I forgot to tell you. Just like every question has multiple answers, there are also questions for which there is no answer.
Yeah.
No answer.
Surprisingly, people have failed. Sir, please. Surprisingly,
there are no
in the
answer.
10-mark question, there was no
Yeah.
answer tested, and they couldn't have any clue what was
Who?
the answer.
Which subject you are saying?
I'm talking about this navigation only. People
Okay,
have
okay.
asked for simple questions, and our options were not included there. Nobody raised the voice. Arey, this is not there. They just
No,
took the
I'm
wrong
telling
one.
you. No, I'm telling you. In our practical life also, there are certain problems. There are certain questions for which there are no answers. For example, Corona. 2 years we have experienced. No
Yeah.
answer. Their whole world had no answer. Let me tell you. All statistics which were getting, they were absolutely false. Nobody till today knows how many deaths have occurred. In which country, how many people have died because of Corona. Nobody knows. Whatever things are there, they are all false. So, as a educator, it is our duty to tell that we may face a problem for which there will not be a solution. Can you in examination give a problem for which there is no solution and students write the data is wrong? I cannot solve this problem. Give him 10 out of 10. I tell you. Actually, in this half, I wanted to start about our examination system only. So we never give. We in examination, what type of questions we are giving? Describe, explain, define. Is it a question paper? You see, you see
That's
all
a taxonomy.
you see all your question papers in engineering. Explain, define, describe. What
Yeah.
describe? Are you essay writer or engineer? You should start with design, analyze, right? Give your thought, give your solution. I'm telling you. You should say, give your solution to the problem, not a solution in the textbook. Give him a problem so that all 50 people will have different answers.
Yeah.
Right? Since you are a engineering background, let me tell you. Suppose there is a parameter, right? It depends on, let us say, two diameters, internal diameter and external diameter of a pipe, let us say, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There is some parameter is there, and it depends on ratio of diameters, ratio.
The ratio.
Small d and capital D. D by D, it depends. Now tell me, suppose I ask a student to design a particular thing, that design this parameter to have the answer. How many answers it will have?
Plenty.
Infinite.
That's correct.
Because the reason is, every student will come with different answer because parameter depends on the ratio, D by D. Right? If my answer to D by D is 4, right? 16 by 4 is 4. 10 by 2 is, 20 by 5 is 4. 100 by 25 is 4. Like that, there are 1,000 answers.
N number of the answers.
Yeah. So, we must be creative as a teacher to frame a question which can have multiple answers, no answer, and unique answer of every student. Every student will look at it differently. For example, design a building, right? He can design separately, no?
Yeah.
Every student need not design the same way, same building. Why should you simply give the requirement that these are the requirements I want? You can have 100 designs. So like that.
All right.
So
thank you.
To answer your question, do a proper counseling, not only of students, but also parents, and ask them, you are not fit to become marine engineer. Please change the course. Please change. And now, in new education policy, he can carry those credits. Suppose he has passed the first semester, in his credit bank, those credits will be there. He can go change the thing, go to the science, BSc, MSc, etc., and those credits will be counted. No problem. That is the advantage of this credit business. Now, since that word has come, credit, how many of you are knowing real meaning of credit and the importance of this credit? Why this credit system they want to emphasize? Again, earlier what was there? Earlier system, every subject was having 4 periods, whether it is arts, social science, or anything, maybe. I mean, but in one faculty, every theory subject, 4 periods. Every practical, 3 periods. Something like, there was a framework. But now with this credit system, you can have a subject which is having 1 credit. For example, you want to teach yoga. Let us say, yoga you want to teach in students. Then you can have 2 days per week, right? 2 days or 3 days per week and give 1 credit. That's all. You want to have social responsibility, social work. Give 1 credit. He will go to some village, work for, 16 hours. 16 clock hours. I'm just giving you a rough formula. 16 clock hours of gaining a knowledge, learning is called 1 credit. 16 clock hours. So if the student goes to, let us say, Super Bazaar or big market, big bazaar, whatever it is, mall, and learns how those they are doing, buying, purchasing, customer needs, how they are examining the needs of the customer, which product is selling, which product is not selling. Then all these things he wants to understand. He cannot understand from book. He has to go to mall and study. Let him study. If somebody wants to study, let us say, cyber crime, subject on cyber crime, he has to visit a police station, find out how these police are handling the subject and what changes are required to make, detect the crime quickly, in no time, and foolproof. Your answer should be foolproof. So what can be done? You cannot learn in the 4 walls of the classroom. You have to go to police station to understand the system. Suppose judicial system you want to know. How in particular thing, High Court gives one verdict and Supreme Court gives another verdict. What is the reasoning behind it? There must be some logic. There must be some this thing. Then which law is correct? Which judgment is correct? If you want to study, you have to go there. So this is what is I want to check it. New education policy emphasizes on learning with freedom, not learning with rigidity. Earlier it was rigidity, 4 periods per week, 100 marks, 3 hours examination. Why 3 hours examination? Tell me. Why 3 hours? I will conduct only 1 hour examination. Why should you stop me? I don't need 3 hours. I will conduct examination every week and give them the grade. Why should you stop me? Yes, every week I will conduct examination and maybe out of 10 or 15 tests, I will say best 10 I will take and I will give the grade. Why should you stop me? That is the, it expects flexibility, not rigidity. But there is one, of course, problem with this, our own system. Can we be transparent? Can we be honest in evaluation? That is very important. That is the reason, earlier marks were given and other things were given. So that, because if grades are given just like that, people can question. Now itself in IIT, people are questioning. Why? What was the cutoff? Why with less marks he got more rank, why I got less marks? Yeah, because they do with some statistical formula and then declare the ranking, which nobody knows how they are calculating. So these things are very much required. Full transparency. Full transparency. If I tell you how I used to conduct the examination, you will laugh at me. Anybody interested? Nobody is interested. Forget it. Anyway, other questions?
We would hear your views, sir.
Somebody has questions? Yeah.
No, sir.
Somebody said something. Go ahead. Yes.
Yes, we would like to hear a style of and maybe take some from you how to conduct tests, sir.
I didn't know. What did you say?
We would like to hear you conducted tests.
Oh, okay. That was, of course, a class test. No, I mean, not regular examination. In class test, what I used to do, suppose there are 50 students in my class, I will tell that on this Saturday, there will be a test. So 50 students, everybody should come with a question paper. All 50 students has to come with question paper, 4 questions. They also should keep the solution ready at home, because they are going to be the valuer also. So they used to come with a question paper, 4 hours, 4 questions which can be solved in 1 hour. I used to collect this 50 question paper and I used to shuffle them and give A's question paper to B, B's to C, and like that. Then they will write that examination. Again, that answer script will go to the same fellow who who has set that paper. That fellow will evaluate it. Then after 2-3 days, they will check it. There will be a committee of 2 or 3 students who will go through this evaluation process. If there are any doubts or if there are any discrepancies, they will settle themselves and give me the final marks. That's all. Can you imagine? Nobody used to question this thing. Students used to enjoy it. Now you will say that suppose they copy questions, let us say. The students from the hostel, both papers are same. How does it matter? Only two or three will be copying, or there will be common questions. But others are not doing. And he knows that I have to evaluate the paper of another student. So he will not give me liberal marks. I found that students were more strict in evaluation than me. There was a democracy, there was a transparency, and my job was reduced. And they enjoyed, because at the end of at the end of semester, they used to have a question bank with answers of 200 to 300 questions, and they used to circulate among themselves. So that's all. No more preparation is required. They know what is coming in the examination.
Yes, sir.
No extra preparation is required, and people enjoy this. Main thing is exam. There should not be a tension of examination. What I observed, they used to be very happy. Oh, I am setting a question paper. I am I am evaluating the thing. I am a teacher. So they were enjoying. And at the end of a semester, there used to be a question bank of 200 to 300 questions with answer, because they are having solution also. They used to exchange themselves. And now it is very easy, because it is all email and computer and WhatsApp group. They can always exchange. Yes. Anybody asking?
Yes, sir. This is I am from MGM University, Education Department, Fulvade.
Yeah.
Sir, this method is very impressive for peer learning. It is useful for school level to PG and upper PG level. So we have to adopt it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Try it. See, my point is simply listening and going. It is not the aim of this type of seminar or whatever course or
Yes, sir.
what is it called? Continue education program or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Some of these things you should try to implement. Not only what I have
Yes,
said.
sir.
You can have your innovative way. For example, take students to field trip somewhere. You are in the field of education, is it not? Education is not in the classroom. Education is in village. Take them to village. Take them to mall. Take them to somewhere else. And ask them to learn. Even if you are in Marathwada, there are people from the very rural background. Ask them that identify a problem of education in your own taluka or in your own district and tell me how can you improve the enrollment of boys, more so the enrollment of girls, more so the enrollment of married girls. I know I have seen in last when I was there that there is a big problem of girls after marriage. There are early marriages, and those who are in colleges, once they get married, they don't come to the college. Their in-laws or their thing, they don't allow. This is a big problem. How can you solve this problem? That is the education. It is not a syllabus teaching. Syllabus teaching, yes, it is a part of degree learning, but real learning is always outside. And there that credit system will come to your rescue. Credit means if a boy or a group of students have done a substantial work outside the classroom, that also can be examined, that also can be given credit. If they work with some NGO, your students, for 2 months in summer vacation, give them 1 credit. But they must give a report. They must give a seminar. There must be a viva or examination. And that examination you can conduct with you and people from that organization, NGO or whatever. They also can be invited. This is also true for your PhD research. Nowadays, what type of PhD research we are doing? How many PhD theses are being used by society or any organization, government organization, state government or central government? Can you ask yourself a question? I am a PhD. Who has used my research? What purpose? How it has enhanced or changed the quality of life around? The answer is nothing. You did it only for degree. That's all. So this has to be changed. Can we change a society? Can we uplift the society? Can we make the society better? Environmental problem, pollution problem, sound pollution, social differences. So many things are there. Language barriers. Why Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Urdu, all these languages, let them come together, translate classic material from one language to the other language, take the help of computer, take the help of new technology, do it. But that we don't want to do. Extra work we don't want to do. Credit system gives you that flexibility, that freedom. Yes, anybody else? We are now concentrating on valuation system. Is your valuation system reflecting the real strength and weakness of the student? The answer is absolutely no. Then how to improve it? How to improve it? Your examination system itself. Make it more practical oriented, problem solving oriented. You can do it in every field, whether it is a college of education, physical education, or science, engineering, anything you can do. Suppose you have taught some principle in chemistry, let us say. While asking question, you don't ask the same thing. You say, it's something related. If this thing happens to this metal or this semiconductor or this alloy, what reaction can happen? What do you think? Something which will provoke his thought. Something which will make him to think. Not simply give. I am really surprised in board examination, 12th board and other things, they give a paragraph. The answer and the questions are there for which the answers are already there in the paragraph. Then what are you testing? When the answer is already there above. Means, suppose there is a lesson on Mahatma Gandhi, then there will be written, paragraph will be there. Mahatma Gandhi has written his autobiography. The name of his autobiography is Experiments with the Truth, etc., etc. His favorite was Jawaharlal Nehru. Question: what is the name of autobiography? What is this type of questioning? Answer is there top. Where is thinking? Where is provoking, probing? Examination has to probe. When you interview a candidate, I have to probe whether this fellow knows the subject or not, whether he can teach or not, whether he can deliver the product or not, whether he can write a program or not, right? Whether he can pronounce, suppose I am choosing for electronic media, whether his pronunciation are good or not, whether he knows proper grammar or not. So I have to test it. Otherwise, I cannot make a decision. And yeah, it is true that one doesn't know what is required in the new world is continuous learning. Continuous learning. Learning doesn't stop at graduation. And another thing is, as soon as you graduate and join a job, everything is out of syllabus. I think as a teacher, you may be aware that if you set a question which is out of the syllabus, a morcha will come up, 30 students, and then they will shout, that question paper was out of syllabus. We must be given extra marks. Is it not? And then my committee will be there, and the committee takes a decision. Yes, they are correct. It was out of syllabus. So give them 5 marks. There cannot be any foolishness than this. Why should it not be out of syllabus? In my opinion, 60 to 70% should be out of syllabus, which of course related to the subject, but which will provoke them, probe them, make them to think. Because as soon as they pass out and join a career, right from the day one, they have to deal with a problem which will be out of syllabus. In fact, except who becomes teacher, or who go for PhD and do research. Other than that, all graduates, postgraduates, they do not use 90 to 99% of what they have learned in whole life. Whole life, they don't use anything what they have learned in college or university. Everything is new learning. Only people like us, because we are teaching, so I am teaching the same subject, so I have to learn, obviously, same thing. So I am, what you call it, familiar with my subject. Otherwise, nobody is familiar. They have to learn new things. I know many people from famous example, I always give this example. Famous example is Chetan Bhagat. Ketan Bhagat. He is a IIT Mechanical Engineering graduate, IIT Delhi, MBA from Ahmedabad. He joined some international bank. International bank engineer and MBA joins international bank, right? And left that job after 15, 20 years and writing now novels. He is writing script. He is writing in newspaper. What is he doing? He is enjoying. Enjoying is important. Does it mean that his mechanical engineering was waste? No. Does it mean his MBA from Ahmedabad was waste? No. That taught him how to learn on his own. I am sure he must be using in writing a novel. He must have used in writing that Three Idiots picture. I mean, whatever his contribution was there or not. I'm sure. But it has nothing to do with what he learned at IIT Delhi or IIM Ahmedabad. So, and this is not true for only, I have just given an example. It is true for many cases. So, our evaluation system, I think best thing is to everyday question. And you know your students, 50 students, you can make some noting in your attendance register, who is answering, who is not answering, who is responding, who is active, who is inactive, and tell, but one thing is there. You must tell the students in the beginning that I am going to do this. I am going to evaluating this. Let there be a total 100% transparency in how you are going to teach, what subject you are going to teach, what they have to learn on their own, and what you will be actually helping them to learn. This type of thing must be told in very first class. I'm telling you, on YouTube, there are very good lectures by some foreign teachers. On very first day, they come, they sit on that, they don't sit on the chair, they sit on the table and take some book or whatever. Then he tells, this is the book I am going to use and I will only teach you so much. You have to do this, you have to learn this. There are some additional references that I will be giving. I will be conducting so many assignments. So many will be open book test. So many will be take-home examination. Do you know there is a thing like a take-home examination? What does it mean? You give a big problem to all students, which needs at least 1 week to solve. 1 week to solve. And give them, let them do it. And give problems such that all 50 students have to do it independently. There is no scope for copying. Now, there you need to work extra to think as a teacher. How can you frame a question with multiple choices or multiple options where it can prove? That needs extra work from you. Otherwise, I tell you, teaching 40 teachers, you ask any, as a head of the department, or if I am a dean or I am vice chancellor, and when you go visit a department and ask a teacher, have you completed syllabus? Yes, sir, I have completed syllabus. Is this statement correct? I have completed. Suppose we find that class is there, but teacher is not taking the class. And head of the department goes and tells teacher, why are you not taking the class? The answer is, sir, I have completed syllabus. Is that the reason for not taking a class? Syllabus cannot be completed. It is never complete. There is a scope for giving examples. There is scope for giving new tutorials. There is scope for asking them to learn. Never say, I have completed a syllabus. It is a wrong statement, false statement. Syllabus cannot be completed. There is always scope for teaching, learning. And new way of learning. This is important. For which you have to go. Nowadays, I tell you, YouTube is excellent for you. I have learned at this age, after 70 plus, many things from YouTube, which I never knew as a teacher or as a student. My concepts got clear. Many concepts got much more clear. Of course, I cannot teach it, implement it. That is a different story. But at least I knew that this can be taught in this way. So the way in which you are examining a student is important. Don't say, describe, explain, etc. No, that doesn't make it. Similarly, laboratory, those who are having laboratory is a very, very important place to learn, especially science, engineering. I would advise science teachers and engineering teachers, follow one principle. Take your theory class in the laboratory. Bring laboratory to the classroom. Repeat. Take your theory class in laboratory. Bring laboratory instruments to classroom and teach. And if you want to know how to do it best, on YouTube, go and check the lectures of Professor H.C. Verma. He is a professor from IIT, retired professor from IIT Kanpur. And most of these lectures on YouTube are in Hindi. Anybody can understand. He teaches physics. He teaches physics. You will know how to teach principle of physics in classroom with practical demonstration. Because there is no point in writing big formulas, theorems on blackboard. And again, when you go to the laboratory, there is a different experiment. You don't know what is the link between that classroom teaching and laboratory experiment. Similarly, verification of this law, verification of that law. Nobody learns anything by verifying. Tell me, what is learning in verifying a particular law? There is something called, in mechanical or physics, there is something called as Young modulus experiment. Or in electrical engineering, there is something like network theorems, Chevin's theorem, this theorem, that. Prove this theorem, prove that theorem, verification of this. You don't learn anything. And you have not achieved any great thing by verifying that theorem. That fellow has already done it. You learn how to use that theorem. You ask them to solve a problem in laboratory using that theorem or using that something related with application. And this can be true with any other faculty also, science, arts, even in arts also, communication language, group discussion. Suppose you are teaching language, Hindi, Sanskrit, or Urdu, whatever it is, Gujarati, whatever it is, language you are teaching. You can do a lot of experiments, pronunciation, equivalent words, opposite words, something like that. Some funny games can be played. I mean, they can learn through games also. That especially in poetry, prose, grammar, a lot of games can be created. Make learning enjoyable experience, not boring experience. Learning should be enjoyable experience, not boring experience. His lecture is boring. No. And again, I'm telling you what to teach, how to teach. That is very, very important. I remember, I always tell this story. We had a very famous teacher at IIT. He was Guru of Guru, my Guru's Guru. You can imagine. We call it Grand Guru. So when he was teaching us at postgraduate level, he was a famous and a beautiful teacher. In the world, if you want to choose 5 best teacher in that subject, you have to take his name as the best teacher. So like that. But what happened when he was teaching us? He taught us only one chapter. Whole semester, he taught one chapter. But in syllabus, we found there were 4 chapters. We all students got scared. How can we do now? How can we write an examination? Because he has taught only one chapter and the syllabus says 4 chapters. So all of students, we went to him. Sir, you are only taught one chapter and other chapters are remaining. What to do? Do you know what answer he gave me? What answer he gave? If I teach you all chapters, what will you learn? What will you learn on your own? I have taught you one chapter so that you can learn other chapters. I am not saying you should be same as the teacher and do the same experiment. No. I am aware of the practical difficulties. I am aware of the practical atmosphere around you. I am totally aware because my journey was totally inclined type, not going up IIT to Usmania to Marathwada region, university level, etc., etc. So I have gone from top to bottom or bottom, whatever it is, average, etc., etc. But everything was learning. I cannot implement my ideas of IITs at some other university. No, I have to change myself. When I go to the classroom at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, I cannot teach with the same way I am teaching at as if I am teaching at IIT. No, there has to be flexibility. I have to change. Students will not change. You have to change. So don't blame students. We as a teacher are expert in blaming the system. Head of the department is like that. Chairman Board of Studies has not done proper work. Dean has not framed the syllabus. Vice Chancellor is not encouraging us. Always blame. Students' quality is not good. Students are not attending classes. If students are not attending classes, it is you are responsible. You are responsible. I have seen teachers, if they take an extra class on Sunday, attendance is 100%. Yes. Extra class on Sunday, 100%. Because they know if I miss this class of this teacher, I will miss a lot. You have to create that impression, that atmosphere, that environment in that students' community. Then only things will improve. Okay? Any questions on this? Again, I am telling you, I do not expect that whatever I am telling, you should take it 100%. No. Have a doubt. Change it. Have your own ideas. Have your own recipe. I'm not saying use my recipe. No. Use your own recipe. Use your own way of teaching. I tell you, I used to teach one subject in university at Sambhajinagar, same university which is conducting this. In the whole, when this thing, only one student passed. All others could not pass. But nobody came to me why they were failed. They know they were knowing their weakness. On the other hand, by some other people who call themselves educationalist, etc., etc., they used to say, oh, he is taking a class, but only one student is passing. Students are not complaining. I remember one student of the same batch met me after 10 years on one street. I was just going round. He said, "Sir, I am your student." Oh, I could not recognize, because students keep on changing their personality, etc. I could not. He said, "Sir, I was 20. You are teaching us at that." I said, once test. I cannot forget that sentence. He was telling, "Sir, for 1 hour of your teaching, we had to study 6 to 7 hours to grasp it." That is the duty of a teacher. Keep them engaged. If you keep the students engaged, they will not do all destructive things. They will not go for any other attractions. Keep them engaged. Keep them engaged. Cooperate with them. Understand their problems. See, suppose they are not coming to class. Find out why they are not coming to class. Tell them, okay, you want to do? Can I come to your village and take a class? All 10, 15 students can gather there in your house. Why not? Many students, they used to tell me, especially in there, because they come from rural background. They have village work. I said, okay, go to their field and take. Yes, the teacher whom I mentioned, Professor S.C. Verma, you will see, if you see his video lectures, he is taking the class in field, not in classroom. Students are sitting on dari, on ground. He is in some village, and in village he is taking a class and teaching 10 class students and 12 class students. That is learning. There he can teach the difference between area of a field and perimeter of a field. He doesn't give a formula for area of a circle, area of a rectangle, area of this thing. He tells, see, this is your field, this is your land. Chalo, measure perimeter, measure area. This is called practical learning. And that you can do. In credit-based grip system, you can have a subject which can be of 2 credits, which can be of 1 credit, which can be of 3 credits. Lab also, two credit lab, 1 credit lab. See, suppose I am saying seminar, 1 credit. Yoga, 1 credit. Social work, 1 credit. I tell you, if you want to test a communication skills of the students, I give you one exercise. All of you, when you join back for your teaching next time, go to your class and ask your students to write 1-page statement of purpose. What they should write? Statement of purpose. Statement of purpose. Ask them to write 1 statement of purpose. What is statement of purpose? Who am I? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What I want to do? What is my likes? What is my dislike? What type of job I would like to do? That is called statement of purpose in life. And you know that for every job, for admissions in foreign university, they always demand this page, statement of purpose. I challenge, no student can write properly. And tell them, one writing will never do. They have to write 40 times, 50 times, 100 times. That paper has to be changed. It is only 1-page write-up, A4 size 1-page write-up. But writing a statement of purpose is not a joke. It is a very difficult exercise. You have to do it again and again and again and again. Then only do it. Believe it or not, my postgraduate thesis teacher asked me to write 15 times. 15 times. And do you know, joke was, he approved the draft, which was first. All that exercises which were done, those were deleted. He approved the very first draft. Then I asked him, sir, do you know you have approved my first draft? Why did you ask me to write again and again 15 times? Again, same reply. To teach you how to write. Result, I wrote PhD thesis in one go. First draft was clear. I got irritated when he asked me to write my PG thesis, MTech thesis 15 times. I got irritated. I got really angry with the teacher. But he told me. And that too, when you are approving the very first draft, which I wrote. But you are asking me to write 15 times. But as a result, I could write the research papers very nicely because of the training. There used to be hardly any revision or corrections in papers also. This is learning. This comes by exercise. This comes by effort. This comes by hard work. This comes by will. Right? So, I think we have last 15 minutes. We will again have some question answer sessions on this thing. We have covered a lot. Importance of interdisciplinary. We have covered. I will just. We have covered many things systematically. Importance of syllabus, importance of interdisciplinary learning, importance of continuous learning, how to evaluate the students, and what is the meaning of flexibility in credit system, and beyond the classroom teaching, bringing laboratory to the classroom, especially in the field of sports and physical education, how to implement the latest technology, right? Understanding the problems of students, taking the students into confidence, and then teaching and attract them to the classroom so that the attendance is also improved. So with the, I'll stop here and we will have some doubts and questions for the last 10 minutes and then say goodbye. Questions? It seems there are 100 participants, but I am not experiencing that 100 people are attending because hardly 4 or 5 people have been active. This is a very disappointing situation for me that there are 100 people who are attending and only 4 or 5 people are actively participating. Very, very disappointing. So let us at least last 10-15 minutes, let us discuss thoroughly. Don't hesitate. Even you can fight with me, question me, negate me, say we don't agree with you, anything you can. I'll be happy if you say you don't agree with me. Come on.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
My name is S.K. Shrivastava from Tolani Maritime Institute. I want to know your opinion on open book test.
Open book test.
Yes.
Your subject?
My subject is marine engineering, sir.
Okay. Hey, see, open book test, question paper has to be tough. Tough in the sense, nothing should be directly available in the book, but thought-provoking. Just like I told you, there can be a problem which is directly related to the material which is there in the book. The idea of open book is he need not remember formula. He need not remember values of some constants, etc. See, many things, what happens, I know the answer. I know how the solution. But sometimes I forget a formula. Sometimes there is a confusion. So to avoid that formula or confusion, etc., I can refer to the book. But there should not be a question such that direct solution is available. You can obviously change this thing. For example, since you are in engineering, suppose there is some problem which is solved with x-axis some way, y-axis some way, z-axis some way. Okay, just I'm giving. Just rotate the axis by 90 degrees and change the problem. Change x to y, y to z, z to x, and give a problem. That is a good exercise because still he cannot copy unless he understands. If he is a very clever, he will understand. Oh, this fellow has changed x to y. Now the job is very easy. 2 minutes he can solve. But that can be done. But open book test can be given. In fact, just now when I told about how I used to conduct the examination, class test, etc., let me tell you, I told students, you can use notes, you can use books. I am not bothered. It is, I leave it to your honesty. But I found, even I never used to stay for invigilation. I used to go. But I found 90 students were honest. 90% students were honest. They were not copying. Because they know if somebody is copying, other students will do his job. Because he should not get more marks. Is it not? So, open book test is good. But for everything, you cannot conduct open book test. For example, in literature, etc., it's very difficult. In engineering, science, yes, possible. But not in arts, education, no.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other? Come on. Nobody from arts, literature?
Sir, myself, Dr. Durga Pandey.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Dr. Durga Pandey, sir. Pharmacy department.
Okay.
Sir, you given very valuable lecture and you concluded very well that कि मैंने इसको रिलेट किया, ये किया, बहुत अच्छा. बट मैंने जो एक चीज समझी कि न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को हम इम्प्लीमेंट करते हुए स्टूडेंट को रिसर्च ओरिएंटेड बना सकते हैं और हम खुद भी रिसर्च ओरिएंटेड हो सकते हैं. एक बहुत अच्छी चीज जो समझ में आई आपके लेक्चर से. और जैसे आपने बताया कि फ्लूट का डायमीटर, होल्स के डायमीटर जो है, अगर वो डिजाइनर को पता होते तो बैच को बहुत जल्दी वो ऑप्टिमाइज कर लेता. जैसे हमारे फील्ड में भी है कि वी कैन टारगेट अ मेडिसिन विद द हेल्प ऑफ एआई. एंड सर, वन मोर थिंग, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए हमें बहुत ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत पड़ेगी. जैसे मुझे पता है कि
बोलिए.
I know that I can design a dosage form with the help of polymer which can target to particular organ.
Okay.
But with the help of AI, how I can target? This training is required. So I think for a new education policy, more training also mandatory. For
now another thing, instead of training, right? One thing is training, I agree. But instead of training, even self-learning also will do. Let me tell you. See, once you have already graduated, once you have already post-graduated, if you have already done some research, right? You know thing. So self-learning. In this self-learning, if you do this self-learning in a group, it is more useful. See, what we are doing, I want to know everything. But if you want to know everything, do it with somebody else. So suppose you form a group of 3-4 teachers, right? And have a weekly session one day, for 1 hour or 2 hours. How we can improve this, how you can do this, ये lab कैसे improve कर सकते हैं, ये teaching chapter कैसे improve कर सकते हैं, इस पे questions different तरीके से कैसे दे सकते हैं. This type of, आदान प्रदान, exchange of thought, that is very important. That is missing. See, in teacher में क्या है, अपने को हमने always wall बना लिया है. मैं, मेरा room, मेरी कुर्सी, that's all. I don't want to go beyond my kursi. I don't want to go beyond my wall. That is very dangerous for growth. Growth can be together. You know,
Teamwork.
there is a very beautiful principle in Africa. It is called Ubuntu. You know, principle is called Ubuntu. That philosophy says, I am there because you. I am because of you. This principle is there. राइट और उसके लिए वो एक ब्यूटीफुल स्टोरी बताते हैं. वो जो U12 का प्रिंसिपल है उसके लिए एक स्टोरी बताते हैं. व्हाट इज दैट स्टोरी? ए टीचर इज कंडक्टिंग ए competition. What is that competition? Let us say there are 50 students in a class. All 50 students are standing in a row. And he says there is a tree at 500 feet. Near that tree, there is a gift of 100 sweets. 100 sweets are there. And you are 50 sweets are there because 50 students are there, 50 sweets are there. So you run. Whosoever will come first will get all 50 sweets. Right? That is a competition. What the students do? All they go together. All reach at same time. And all of them share that 50 sweets. This is called principle of Ubuntu. What are we doing? My class, my subject, my notes. That's all. Me. That's all. We never work together. Work together. There is a very good saying in Sanskrit. It is called Sahaviryam Karbavahe. The exact translation is Sahaviryam Karbavahe. Let us do great things together. Let us do great things together. So, if you want to learn, जैसा आपका सब्जेक्ट है, एक नया मेथड कर रहे हैं आप, एक एक्सपेरिमेंट चेंज कर रहे हैं या न्यू मेथोडोलॉजी ला रहे हैं, इनोवेशन ला रहे हैं, चार मिल के करो, उसमें 4 स्टूडेंट को इन्वॉल्व करो. एक imagine one thing. We are the only in the profession. This teaching is the only profession where we deal with a boy or a girl at the age of 16 to 20 who stays with us in campus for 8 hours in a day. Means active part of his life. He is staying with you. He is full of dreams. He is full of zeal. He is full of enthusiasm. What are we doing? Are we triggering him or are we killing him, killing his enthusiasm? We have to trigger his enthusiasm. We have to make him work. दिन देखिए आप सैटरडे वो आता है कि नहीं, देखिए आप वो संडे को बुलाए वो आता है कि नहीं, देखिए आप उसको काम दीजिए. नहीं तो वो किसी मोर्चे में चला जाएगा, नहीं तो वो किसी पिक्चर को चला जाएगा, किसी फ्रेंड के पार्टी को चला जाएगा. लेकिन आप बोलिए नहीं संडे को आपको लैब में आना है और वो मुझे मंडे को उसका रिजल्ट चाहिए, एक्सपेरिमेंट चाहिए. बोलिए आता है कि नहीं, देखो.
Yes.
So we have to change. And in pharmacy and other things, we have a lot of scopes with the help of AI and other things, because they are directly targeting the medicine with the level of nano particles and nanotubes, etc., so that other parts are not affected. The present medicine, if I take any painkiller and other thing, it is affecting other healthy organs also, healthy tissues also. But because of this new technology, it will directly go to the place.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Any other question? So I just now thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity, and it was a very live discussion. I enjoyed it. So thank you very much again, and over to coordinator.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Over.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.